Baseball from the Lone Star State, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Texas Rangers. Big storyline in this one is the recent struggles of today's starter. Just hasn't seemed to be able to find his rhythm. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Almost ready to get underway. And our pitcher tonight, Tyler Mahle.
Well, the key for him usually centers around his ability to command all four of his pitches. I mean, he can get by with three if one isn't working, but it becomes a little tougher to keep hitters guessing, especially when you start to get through the second and third time through the order. So we'll see how he incorporates all of his stuff into this one.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish, splits the plate, and we're underway in this interleague matchup. Next pitch, a slider that misses outside. Ohtani matched a homer in his last game. Swinging a foul straight back. Righty delivers. That one missing inside. Ripped right field. That's back there. That one way back, and it's gone. The first batter of the game leaves the yard. The Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0. That's his third straight game with a homer, Singy.
This dude is on fire, Boog. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. Well, we see this so much more today. Lineups with pop in the leadoff spot, and it really puts the pitcher in a tough spot out there where he has to execute right away. You can't just get over a couple of strikes to settle in, get comfortable, because at the plate, that guy's looking to do exactly what he just did. Start the game off with a huge bang.
Here's Betts. And that misses. 1-0. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. You're in game one of this three-game set. With the shift on, hits right into it. To first, and he beats it.
The effort was there with the jump throw. You gotta love it, but it just wasn't in time. Still a really impressive play just to get to that ball and make it close at first. And not every shortstop can even make that play.
So a man at first. Next is the Dodger DH, Babe Ruth. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike one. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Simeon brings it in. One away. Here's the Dodgers lineup now. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and an outfielder is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
Fastball is outside.
Well, he missed badly with that 0-2 fastball. Hitter has to understand, probably wants to try to put him away with that pitch, so got to stay ready for it.
On the ground, 2-ball. Over to second for one. And that's two. Back in Arlington, And today's starting pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What do we have on him?
Well, a very solid ERA last season, just a little over 3. And when you've got a guy like that taking the mound for you, the offense is definitely expected to score 4 runs at least, unless they're really struggling. So more times than not, when he's on the bump, you're going to win the ball game if you just do your part as an offense. So last year, great year. He wants to repeat that or even improve. And I think there is some room for improvement. He's got good stuff. It's just executing from hitter to hitter.
There's a strike. Check swing, he went too far, and it's a strike. Just off the inside edge.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a ball lifted to center field. Drops into the glove, and there's one down. And now we take a look at the Rangers lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Well, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get 1 pitch. You better not miss it.
Pitch misses inside, 2-0. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
And there's a strike on the outside corner. Up the middle. Oh, great stop. Jump throw, and he gets him. Nicely done.
Showing us right there why he's considered one of the best middle infielders in the sport. That's always a tough play going up the middle on the backhand. But what really made this play happen was that quick release, smooth exchange, and that was as smooth as it gets. And it had to be with the wheels going down the line.
Digging in, Ken Griffey Jr. And first offering is fouled off. Two out, space is empty. Next offering is fouled back. So here in the 3 spot, Chris, a hitter low average but high slug.
Well, one thing he's going to lean on are the metrics. His exit velocity has been really good. He's just had some bad luck hitting the ball right at people.
And that one is lifted in the air. Ohtani pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And that is that. Back at Globe Life Field, new inning getting started, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman. Freeman bats left, throws right, hitting 5th in today's lineup. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. And a foul ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Outside low, 2-2.
2-2.
Hit in the air, left field. He's got it. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Jackie Robinson in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. On the ground, out to short. A dive, nice stop, and he beats it. He's safe.
The effort from both players involved in this play just really stands out to me. I mean, you got the diving stoppage short, which was outstanding, and how can you not love the hustle flying down the line? That's just great baseball at an extremely high level.
James Outman now at the plate. Robinson over at first with 1 away. Inside, almost got him.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Tap foul at the plate. There goes Jackie. Popped up to the left into foul ground. And there's 2 away.
Man, he just couldn't lay off right there. Those high fastballs, they just look really good because they're eye level, but they're just about impossible to get the barrel to.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. Moved to first, and he's back in easily. Right through there for a strike. There goes Jackie. Pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close. Two outs and 1 in scoring position. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that one is inside ball 1.
I feel with the way that Will Smith is able to handle the bat, control the bat head, he's very capable of finding green space and driving in that run.
To first, and they get the out on Smith. That's the 3rd out. 1 left for LA. They lead it. And we're back. So now it's Corey Seager.
I believe the story's been told that Yamamoto's bag of tricks is an actual bag that he carries around. Inside the bag, he keeps a yoga mat, wooden blocks, tiny soccer balls, and mini javelins. He uses all of that just for his warm-up routine.
And that misses. And that's ball 1.
Yamamoto's warm-up includes doing headstands and walking on his palms. He uses blocks to work on body positioning, hurls mini soccer balls into a wall to warm up his arm, and then heads to the field to throw mini javelins. I don't think anyone else is stealing his pregame routine anytime soon.
Come on, Corey.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. High fly ball out towards left field. Way back there. Makes the catch gliding onto the warning track.
Man, Boog, I love watching an outfielder take on the wall to make that play, and it's a lot easier to watch from up here because that can be painful in the end. You know the wall's coming up on you quickly, so you have to maintain concentration and able to make that catch and hold on to it after contact.
Jock Peterson, batting with one down, takes a strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
One out, bases empty. That's in there. And the count is 0-2.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
One down, bases empty. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Swing and a ball driven out to center. That one's carrying. And that ball is out of here. Third home run of the season, and we're all square. It's 1-1.
This game is breathing new life thanks to that home run, and that's exactly what they needed. Tremendous eye-hand coordination to be able to get that splitter and still get the barrel to it, get it up in the air for a home run. Tell you what, these guys work so hard at their craft, and right there, it was on display.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Jake Berger stepping in for the Rangers. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Boog, Rusty Valentine umpiring behind the plate in this one. He has what you might call a tall strike zone, both at the letters and down below the knees.
Yeah, and I'm sure that helps a lot of pitchers we see today who like to work up, down, trying to change eye levels and swing paths.
Yep, exactly.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Tied up here in the early going. And that's a strikeout looking. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to stay on. You don't want to get beat inside. And as you see that pitch continue to run away from you, by the time it's in the catcher's mitt, you think it's a ball off the plate away.
Here's the catcher, Kyle Higashioka.
He's done a great job making contact recently, working on a 5-game hitting streak.
And a foul ball. Two down, nobody on.
One ball, one strike.
Fair ball. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. The throw in. And he's out. Hunt down, and that ends the inning. here at the ballpark. Let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Number 6.
Malley back to work. Fastball for a strike.
Felt impressed that he went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key. Try to get ahead in the count. Then you can play around a little bit more as the at-bat expands.
Lined, and that's a base hit. And that turns the lineup over.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. He's already homered here in this one. That one misses. Ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
Kim aboard here at first with nobody out. That's in there, and it's 1-1. Just missed.
If you're going to miss, you want to miss outside the zone. When you miss inside the zone, it's trouble.
To the right side. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. No throw, and that leaves them with runners at first and second. Here's Mookie Betts now. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
There's the strike.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Makes the grab, 1 down.
Now that designated
Babe Ruth will hit next. First time up was a pop out. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
And that one almost got him. Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Runner around third. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single. They take the lead. It's 2-1.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Aaron Judge at the plate. He hit into a double play his first time up. A little bit high. Ball 1.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2. Get out of this.
Judge comes up empty there.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move to the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just going to have to tip your cap on that pick.
Judge rips that one. That's a base hit as a run scores. And the throw's offline, safe at third. And he'll make it up to second as he advances on the throwing error.
A couple of singles back to back. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
So 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. Liner caught at second.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Jackie Robinson getting ready to hit. Yeah, don't need much damage here. Just a base hit. Likely will score 2. Fastball for a strike.
Well, I know they've gotten out to an early lead, but you don't want to take these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat, drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
Slings to first. They limit the damage here. So it's 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a couple left on. We head now to the... Welcome back. And coming off a series where the pitching was outstanding, we take a look at those numbers. Right through there for a strike.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Yeah, that's fouled off. And that one is in the dirt. Going to count 1-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
Batting ninth, the second baseman.
Here's Marcus Semien. Line drive, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Josh Smith stepping in for the Rangers. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center.
It's great watching Yamamoto pitch in Major League Baseball, but he played against MLB talent before he signed with the Dodgers. He was a standout at the Tokyo Olympics and in the 2023 World Baseball Classic and helped Japan win gold medals in both.
Semien runs. Strike in there. Save at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Having a good lead is so key when you're stealing bases, even if you've got great speed. But if you don't have great speed but can get an extended lead and a good jump, you can steal bases on a catcher who can really throw it. That's a nice job right there.
Man at second, and delivers outside.
If you're going to be a championship type of ball club, you've got to hit with runners in scoring position. And after last night's struggles, I'm sure this team is chomping at the bit to have this kind of opportunity here early in this game.
Yamamoto checks the runner. Semien back in. Runner at second here, 1 gone. Out towards right center field. Brings it in. Runner tags at second. And he's up to third safely with 2 gone.
Up next for the Rangers, the designated hitter,
Ezekiel Duran stepping in for the Rangers. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats.
Look, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent.
Fires over to first. That's the inning. 1 left for Texas. Score holds. It's 3-1. Back in Arlington, here's the center fielder, James Outman.
James Outman.
That one's upstairs, ball 1.
You know, these Dodgers doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They're hitting everything thrown at them. Their contact rate is in the low 90s. It's like they know what's coming, and that's just pretty ridiculous what they're doing right now. Those numbers are well above the major league average.
At the plate, Will Smith. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. That one finds the zone. Strike one. Up the middle, and that one handled. Whips it to first, and they get the out on Smith. Now a chance for Hae-Sung Kim. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Next offering is downstairs. Now you see even sluggers from time to time try and use the bunt really as a way to beat the shift. That one ripped right center field, and it's into the gap. Around first and hustling for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night, and just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. Shohei Ohtani digs in now. He's already homered in this game. Lifted in the air, right center field. That's a base hit. The run comes in from second. Now the tag at second, and he's out, trying for 2. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. So it's 1 run on 2 base hits. No errors, and no one left. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Dodgers 4 and the Rangers 1. Bottom 4, and now the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey was an instant sensation when he burst onto the major league scene back in 1989. A sweet swinging 19-year-old kid, and he got to play alongside his dad. He was a special player. Headed towards the corner. And a foul ball.
And in his rookie year, it was already clear that Ken Griffey Jr. was a generational talent, a bona fide 5-tool player, and every one of those 5 tools was elite.
Out towards right center. That's well struck. That's back there. It has the distance. Gone. He flexes his power with that swing. It's his 8th home run of the year, and they close the gap. It's 4-2. That one just sounded different.
Man, might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I could feel that swing from the booth.
That home run was a no-doubter. As we dive into the numbers with StatCast.
Crushed. Just absolutely crushed. 112 miles per hour on the exit velo, and like you said, no doubt about that one. Plenty of launch angle to give it that backspin as well, and that carried way over the wall.
Now it's Corey Seager. Fly to left his first time. The shortstop takes the ball.
But we just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
Yamamoto ready to fire now. That one drifts inside.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. In the dirt, and it's 3-2. And that one lifted in the air, center field. Corrals it. 1 down.
The left fielder, number 4.
And the batter now, Jock Peterson.
I'm just keeping it real. Nobody knows how I feel. Cause you wasn't there when I almost drowned in my own blood, sweat, and LV. I remember him and Jack used to control the parties.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. And that's in the dirt. This ball's chopped on the ground, and that's just foul. Peterson swings, mashes one deep to right. That one's got a chance. Onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Thought that was a no doubt. Like the wind was holding that in this ballpark.
And now it's Jake Berger to hit. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
0-1.
Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Judge sizing this one up, and that ends the inning. Rangers pick up a run here on the solo home run. It's now 4-2. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show.
Now pitching for
We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the fifth. Luke Jackson.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of him. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
There's a strike to Mookie.
You know, these Dodgers really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in, so I'd say mission accomplished.
Out to short, Seager. In plenty of time to first, and Betts is gone.
Good late bite on that slider, got the hitter out in front, rolled over on it. Exactly what he was supposed to do.
So now the DH spot, Babe Ruth. Movement in the bullpen. Obi Milner, a lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Webb getting loose as well. That's in for a strike at 95, and the count 1-1. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Griffey drops step, ranges back. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Man, he hammered that one to center. I thought it was out of here, but wind just absolutely killed it.
2 down, bases empty. Aaron Judge, the next to hit. Judge, 32 years old, and he's one of the few two-time MVPs in the league. On the ground to third. Zips it to first. Judge out on the play. And that is the inning. Dodgers down in order as they can't add to their 4-2 lead. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's a big power threat. Kyle Higashioka. Rolled softly, but that goes foul.
Well, these Rangers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
1 ball, 1 strike.
big swing and a miss.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
That misses. It's 2-2. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. And a foul ball.
I would throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a ground ball up the middle into the outfield, base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
In steps Adolis Garcia, also known as El Bombi. Struck out swinging his first time. In the dirt, and the runner holds. And the 1-0. And that drops in for a strike.
That big curve inside is a pitch that can buckle you a little bit. Looks like a fastball out of hand and then just drops over that inside part of the plate.
That misses the zone, and that's ball 2.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
First and second, no outs. Now it's Marcus Semien. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Well, there's a reason why he's at the bottom of the order. Struggling as of late, but a knock here would be a huge lift for him and for his team.
Swing and a miss. Going on.
There's an opportunity to do some damage, but you've got to be selective. Make sure you get a pitch that you can handle.
Now 1-1. Next offering misses down and away.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
First and second here, no outs. In there at the knees. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Quick feed to second for 1. Throw to first, but he beat it.
Well, that was going to be a really tough one to turn 2 on, so a nice job to get the out at second right there. Hold on to the baseball. Shortstop clearly paid the price, but that kind of comes with the territory.
Next to hit, Josh Smith. Both 2 in this one. Runner on the go. And that one fouled off. Tying run is at first. Last half of inning number 5. Line drive. He's got it. There's 2 away.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Ezekiel Duran stepping in for the Rangers. That missed by a lot, and it's 1-0.
If he can get through this one, put up a 0. This will help in his outings to come.
2 on, 2 outs. And that finds the mark on the outside corner. And the count 1-1. That's a little bit low. Higashioka on third. Simeon on at first with 2 down. That's off the inside corner. And that's ball 3. Ken Griffey Jr. would be next if they can extend the inning.
And he's homered already, so I'm sure he'd love a chance to do some more damage here.
That one's in there. And that is strike 2.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. And they get out of the jam. Well done to finish off the strikeout and end the inning. Rangers leave a pair. They trail it here 4-2. All set for the top of the 6th. And now it's going to be Freddie Freeman. Jackson back to work. Just missed.
1-0.
Ground ball up the middle. Simeon. Now a jump throw. On the money. Nice play.
Up next is the third baseman, Jackie.
And stepping in is the speedy Jackie Robinson. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top half of the 6th. And misses inside. That's down and in. A slider missed. Back up the middle and a base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
The center fielder, number 33, James.
Here's the center fielder, James Outman. Pickoff move to first, and he dives back in safely. Swing and a ball hammered left field. That's back, and it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. Jackie comes home and he scores. He's in there.
He quickly went from hitter to base runner. Love when guys make that transition, and he's got speed to put on a show.
Here's the power hitting catcher, Will Smith. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1 ball, no strike.
Runner on at third, 1 gone. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch. Just missed.
When the skipper calls down to the bullpen, he's expecting the guy to come in and get outs. So far, not getting what he was hoping for.
The other way. And he handles it himself for the out.
Now batting, number 6.
And next for LA, Hae-Sung Kim.
Well, the way these two teams have battled in this game, you know you need more. Got to continue to add runs if you're going to get out of here with a win.
Just missed. Runner at third, 2 away. Just missed.
Love how this guy grinds out at bats. I mean, he's down there at the bottom of the lineup in the 9-hole, but he's worked himself into a really good hitter's count, trying to pick up a 2-out RBI.
2 outs. And that is out of play. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Peterson makes the grab. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far.
Leading off for the Rangers, the 7th fielder, and Griffey Jr.
The pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball.
That must be incredible. Incredibly frustrating for the pitcher, but this is all about creating more action and speeding up the game, and it's working.
Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Landon Knack.
And he's got a big-time breaking ball to contend with. Hitters going to have to pick it up early if they're going to have any chance.
Swing and a foul out of play. With Junior, probably one of the sweetest swings we have ever seen, and certainly as signature a swing as any player has ever had.
The whole setup for Junior, the way he waggled the bat, the way he was able to just effortlessly move that swing through the zone, just a pretty thing from start to finish.
Not in time. An infield knock to start the inning.
Well, that's one of those where you just have to tip your cap because he couldn't have played that one any better. Stood no chance with the speed running down the line.
And here's Corey Seager to hit. Curveball drops in there.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like this.
Oh, diving stop. There's one. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
Well, one thing you expect from your man on the hot corner is a strong arm. On display right there as he makes the diving stop. Throws from the knees to start a double play. Wow.
Here is Jock Peterson. That one catches the zone, and that is strike one. And there's a ball.
1 ball, 1 strike.
base hit, and that keeps the inning going.
The first baseman, number 21, Jake.
So, Singy, let's dive into the numbers, courtesy of StatCast. Do you even feel contact being made when you hit a ball that hard?
No, I don't think so, Boog. I mean, that's just the best feeling in the world as a hitter. You square it up perfectly, and it's like you didn't even swing the bat. And there are times the ball feels heavy off your bat. You know it, but this is not one of those cases. He sent this one flying 114 miles per hour, so that's flexing your muscles a little bit.
And the batter now, Jake Berger. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. That's outside. And the count even 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off.
He was a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Going back. Makes the catch on the edge of the track. So it's no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 7th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 5 and the Rangers 2.
Now pitching.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Obi Milner. He last pitched 2 days ago. So digging in, Shohei Ohtani. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a homer. First pitch misses.
1-0.
And another ball. Out to center. Peterson makes the grab.
Now batting, the second baseman, Mookie Betts.
Here's Mookie now, 1 for 3. Swing and a miss as that one was high.
Well, you know this guy wants a pitch up, something that he can hit hard and drive over the wall. But you've got to set your sights down a little bit. You can't lose your discipline and go after a pitch that you just can't do anything with.
Line drive, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Now batting, designated hitter, Babe.
And up next for Los Angeles, Babe Ruth. This is a true 5-tool guy. Not very many of them out there, but when he's on the field, you can't take your eye off of him.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch him play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that he does, just a joy to watch.
That's towards center. Griffey gets under it. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Aaron Judge.
Here is Aaron Judge. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on-base and slugging too. There's a strike.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power. But then if this hitter gets a strike or 2 on him, he's still very confident.
Runner takes off. Pitch in for a strike. Throw to second. Great jump. And that is a stolen base. It wasn't even close. Taylor at second with 2 down. Oh, right to the backstop. Taylor up to third on the wild pitch.
Have to be really sure you can make it safely to third when you're in scoring position and 2 outs. Got to get that run across. Very important. Does a nice job of reading it. Gets to third base, now just 90 feet away.
Strike him out.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. In comes the run from third to add on. It's an RBI single, and they're up by 4.
Really nice job of 2-strike hitting in that at bat. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
And here's Freddie Freeman. There's a strike. 1 run across in the frame so far here in the top half of inning number 7. Milner checks over to first, and he's back. And that one fouled off. The 0-2. Struck him out without a swing. Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball at the knee. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary. And that drops in for a strike.
Looks like he sacrificed a pitch right down the middle for tracking and timing. Some good hitters will do that.
And that's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. Pitch was away, and he did exactly what you're supposed to do with it. Drive it the other way. Just go with the pitch.
Now it's the right fielder, Adolis Garcia. He is struck out, and he is walked. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. A 2-run shot, his 4th home run of the season. And they throw a pair on the board. It's 6-4. They needed that one, Singy.
Indeed they did. They've been fighting to get back into this game, and just like that, they're back in it.
This one absolutely screamed out of here, Singy. A laser. StatCast tells us it was 112 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, it left in a real hurry and didn't go that far because of the launch angle being a little flatter, but clearly it had all the velocity it needed to leave the yard.
And I think Dave Roberts is coming out.
Now pitching for
Shintaro Fujinami on the pitch here.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Fouled off down the right side. Hit hard on the ground to the right side, and it goes just foul. Got him swinging. Now it's going to be Josh Smith. 0 for 3 in this one. That one upstairs, ball one.
You have to be creative pitching against bad ball hitters. You got to add some velocity, subtract at times. Just avoiding the heart of the plate isn't always going to be enough. Guys like this can hurt you with pitches you wouldn't expect him to swing at.
Fouled off left side.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one.
Pitch misses, and it's 2-1.
One strike.
Fought off foul. Pitch misses, and now it's 3-2. One down, base is empty. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. And it's off the wall. Throws to second, and he's got a double.
Well, I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Absolutely blasted that one into the gap, but just didn't have quite enough to clear the wall out there. Maybe a little more elevation under it, and he carries over, but that's a swing you'll be happy with every time. Now a huge at-bat in this game coming up.
So next to hit for Texas, Ezekiel Duran. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Ball one there. With the tying run at the plate, here the bottom of the 7th. And that one gets past the catcher. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
Well, he's got nobody to blame but himself. With one out, a runner on third can come home all sorts of ways now. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to execute pitches even better when there are runners on base.
Next pitch is outside.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire. And out there on the mound, maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
Tying run at the plate. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Outman in and to his right. He's got it. And there are 2 outs. Up next for the Rangers, Ken Griffey Jr. This guy with big-time power and an elite defender. Manager out of the dugout now. Anthony Banda on a pitch out of the pen here.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
In there, and it's 0-1.
Clearly taking all the way right there. I think he's just trying to measure out this new arm out there on the mound.
The tying run at the plate. Fastball is outside.
1-1.
That's out to center field. Outman on the move. And the inning is over. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And at the plate for the Dodgers, Jackie Robinson. There's a strike. That one hit to right. Garcia sizes this one up, hauls it in, and there's one away.
The center fielder, number 33.
And next for LA, James Outman. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Fastball for a strike.
He's so solid, calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air. There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Base is empty, one away, and we're in the top of the 8th. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. 2 down.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
And now the catcher comes up to hit. Will Smith. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
No ball. 1 strike.
Next pitch misses inside, and the count is 1-1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 ball. 2 strike.
That one way outside. Now 2-2. That's inside.
3-2.
Hesung Kim waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. And that is that. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. They're up 6-4. Back at Globe Life Field, ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now, Corey Seager. Bonda measures 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds, and he was a 10th round pick back in 2012. And that one popped to short. Kim makes the grab, 1 pitch and 1 out.
The left fielder, number 4, Josh.
And Jack Peterson stands in.
If you knew how I feel, I'm just keeping it real. Nobody knows how I feel, 'cause you wasn't there when I almost drowned in my own blood, sweat.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Pitch misses there, and it's a ball and a strike. And that's through there for a strike. Got him swinging. Slider got him for strike 3.
Well, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Berger stands in now, looks at that one inside. Outside low, and the count now 2-0. Two down, nobody on. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. That one missing inside. Kyle Higashioka waiting in the on-deck circle.
They can get him up. He'd represent the tying run, so critical pitch right here.
And there's a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one ripped. And this one looks like trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And he's in there standing up with a 2-out double.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately.
Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance, and weight transfer. And he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field. Really important at that coming up now.
Kyle Higashioka. Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change.
Now pitching.
So they turn to their closer, Tanner Scott.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
Check swing, no appeal.
1-0.
Berger at second with 2 down. Right through there for a strike. Tying run at the plate. Hits the corner at 98 for a strike.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
Up and in, and it's 2-2.
2-2.
Out to short, Kim. Sends it to first. Inning over. Excellent work out of the Dodgers bullpen there. 9th inning. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Kim leading things off and takes a strike. Activity in the bullpen. John Gray. Armstrong getting cranked up as well. That one the other way. Puts it away for the out.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Swing and a ball ripped out towards right center field. That'll touch down for a hit.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and ripped it into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
Runner takes off, pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Runner on the go again. That's in for a strike. Throw to third, and he's in there easily. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball. next pitch is downstairs.
His understanding of the strike zone, very impressive. That was a very close 0-2 fastball. I just don't know how you take that.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. The run scores from third, and it's an RBI single.
Big at bat to pad their lead up to 3. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Runner on at first with one gone. Babe Ruth getting ready to hit. Garcia keeping an eye on him. Ball one, no strikes. Man at first, one away. Ripped on a line to center. And there's 2 away.
Now batting, the left fielder, Aaron.
Here comes Aaron Judge. And that drops in for a strike. Taylor leads off first with 2 down to the inning. That one inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Left field. Peterson puts it away, and that'll do it. Show. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the right fielder, Adolis. Garcia. Dalton rushing now in the game as he comes in as a new right fielder.
Now playing right field, number 68, Dalton rushing.
They say it went. Scott, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a changeup. That one in triple digits.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
Stays alive.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, triple digits on the gun. I know there are more pitchers that can reach that now than in the past, but it's still impressive to watch.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Swing and a ball popped up. Kim. And there's 1 down.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Marcus.
He's 2 outs away. Here's the second baseman, Marcus Semien. That one off the mark, and that's ball 1. The Rangers trailing by 3. And it's fouled away. Pitch misses. 2-1. Now one missed. Can't glove it cleanly. Still able to fire over. Save. It was never going to be easy after the misplay.
Well, looked like a pretty routine play. Just couldn't get it to stick in the glove as he gets tagged with the error. Should have been 2 outs in the inning, but now they have to work around it and get 2 more.
Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Down the third baseman, Josh Smith. 1 for 4 with a double. And ball 1. And a fastball misses outside for a ball. And the count is 2-0. The Dodgers leading by 3. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Next offering is in for a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And he pumps in a strike. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That's back there. Hits the top of the wall. Headed for the plate. He'll score. Throw cut off to third. Not in time. He's safe.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. Just a beautiful triple from start to finish. Got a pitch he could drive, turned on it, and hammered it out front into the gap. Right out of the box. I love how he was hustling. I think he knew he was going for 3 as soon as it touched down. Now that sets up a huge at-bat in this ballgame.
1 down, runner at third. And Dave Roberts is out of the dugout, and he's going to pull his closer. So the Dodgers have a new arm on the mound, Evan Phillips.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
First offering misses badly for ball 1. And he takes a strike. Tying run at the plate.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And they're down to their last out.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Now here is Ken Griffey Jr. And fouled off. The Rangers down to their final strike. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. In to score from third. And it's an RBI single. Back to a 1-run game. It's 7-6. Well, he delivers in a huge spot right there.
Well, he's so dialed in, I don't think he even realizes how much pressure exists out there. Very easy swing, nice and relaxed. This is the type of approach you want to see guys take in this situation.
2 outs, runner on first. Next up for Texas, Corey Seager. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
Well, with the tying run at first base, he's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base. If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Up the middle. And that is the ball game.
Well, you take a tie ball game into the ninth on the road, you know that you've got some work to do. You got to score, but then you've also got to get 3 outs in the bottom half of that inning. They did just that today. Very well played ball game. Get this win on the road. Everybody's happy with the W.
One-run game here today. Your final score, 7-6. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long